Hi there, this is Granny from Granny Magic with a super quick note on working with herbs. No herb is 100% substitute for another herb. Every herb is unique, has its own energetic footprint. That's what makes it special. However, many of them can be substituted for one another, and depending on where you live, you may need to make those substitutions. There's also the case for common sense substitutions. If a certain herb is exotic, difficult to get, and costs a lot of money, and there's something readily available to you that you're very familiar with, that might be inexpensive, might be in your kitchen, might be growing in your yard, that should be what you go with. Because when you work with herbs, when you grow an herb, when you're familiar with an herb, that energy reacts with your energy in a different way. So when you send me a message asking me to tell you about a particular herb, increasingly, you're going to get a response from me suggesting you look it up online. There's a ton of information online that's very reliable about working with the various herbs. There's also lists of substitutions. If you get information from me, you're getting a very narrow piece of information based on how I've worked with that herb and based on my perception of how it works with me. It's a very narrow picture of the herb. When you look it up online, you're going to see all the possibilities for that herb. And then I would suggest you get some of it maybe from 2 different places to compare. Get to know the differences and the similarities depending on how that herb is grown and cultivated, where it comes from. Get to know that herb. Experiment in your own workings, your own spells with it, and then take and keep some notes. That's how you learn to work with herbs. So please don't be offended. Increasingly, you're going to get a little bit of information from me and a big suggestion that you now go online and find out more about that herb. That's my witchy way of saying, you can do this, you've got this. Don't stop at what I know. Find out more, make this knowledge your own. Every person works differently and interacts differently, feels differently about different herbs. Many blessings. This is Granny Maggie from Granny Magic.